So, welcome to day 4 of the Self-Talk Awareness Challenge. And I'm excited that you're here. I'm excited that you have done 3 days already. Good for you. Pat yourself on the back. This is fun work, but it can be, challenging work. And that's kind of the point. By now, you've probably become aware of a lot more of your self-talk and perhaps felt a little bit overwhelmed by it all. Taking inventory of everything that's happening in our mind can be an overwhelming task. And so this is the time that we need to up our efforts at compassion. In the yoga traditions that I particularly appreciated, there was always a balance between the deepening inquiry side of our growth and then the self-compassion side, or what we might see as the yang and the yin of spiritual or personal growth. Both need to be developed hand in hand. For the first part of this challenge, we've been working on the inquiry side, and that can be seen as the yang side. Yang, in the yin-yang Chinese symbol, yang is the masculine energy. It's the fiery, hot, light, exposed, the part that is sharper and more discerning. And discerning is different from critical. I do want to say that. Discerning is being able to separate, that's for me, that's not for me, without having to place a judgment on top of it. That's the difference, and that's where we're going with this work, is learning more and more how to discern what is healthy, what is valuable, what serves us, and what no longer does. It's important that we don't judge these things because they change over time. Certain ideas, values, beliefs, inner mantras can be very helpful for us for a particular stage or time in our life. A lot of times they're used to protect ourselves or to justify our current position. But then awareness grows and we grow. And suddenly we don't need those same protections, those same boundaries, those same justifications. So that's the difference between discerning and judgment. Very, very important difference. But even that discerning energy has that yang fire behind it. Imagine like a dragon's eyes, bright and seeing everything and ignoring nothing. That's been the work so far. And I hope that your awareness has grown and that you have become even just a little bit more aware and awake to the way that you're talking to yourself and the way that you potentially limit yourself. If that's on one side of the scale, then the other side of the scale needs to be the yin energy or the feminine energy. This energy is about embracing, accepting, and allowing. This is the side of the work that is the compassion side. In any healthy practice, these two sides must be balanced, meaning that the more you work on deepening your inquiry, the more you must work on deepening your self-compassion. The more you expose, the more you need to be able to hold and accept and understand. You might remember from earlier on in this challenge, I said that our work was not going to be about crushing negative thoughts. Our work is more about accepting them and embracing them. We're human beings. This is the way we're made. There's nothing wrong with us. There's nothing wrong with having negative thoughts. So it's not a matter of squashing them or eliminating them or somehow villainizing them. That's not the point of the way that I approach this work. And I also don't approach this work by covering negative thoughts with positive ones, because that negative always has a way of pushing through anyway. The work that I do, all of it, my courses, my books, it's all about wholeness. And that wholeness starts with an acceptance that we are human. And that part of being human is that there is all of this unconscious activity. And we are not in charge of all of it. We are not defined by it. We are so much more than our thoughts. We are so much more than our self-talk, whether it be positive or negative. So our goal here is inclusivity. It's greater awareness. It's more ability to create distance from the thoughts in our head so that they cannot impact us in that way, so that they cannot control the outcomes and our actions in life. So this challenge is more about addressing and looking at all of the things that keep us up at night. Sleep is one of the most important and rejuvenative times in our life, and a lot of us are kept awake at night with negative thoughts and spiraling thoughts. And there's something about being alone in the dark, or just in the dark period, that really allows those beliefs to spiral on top of each other. And if you're like me, you've had nights where you're awake with anxious thoughts of what ifs. What I'd like you to do for today's challenge, and I'd like you to do this in a way that is very compassionate, and I'd like you to practice what we're talking about here, which is just simply noticing and then holding like a mother's energy, like that feminine, soft, gentle energy, all of your worries. So not directly before bed, but maybe after dinner, take 30 minutes, write down all of your worries. Just let it fly. What if this happens? What if that happens? Your worries can be about other people. They can be about yourself. They can be existential. What if I have a heart attack? What if this particular lab value is cancer? It can be all of those things. Just write them down. There's something about getting them out on paper that is very purifying and restorative, I think is the word I'm looking for here, and will enable you to have a better night's sleep. Wake up in the morning more refreshed. Wake up in the morning more able to have set those things aside. So that's your challenge for today. Your meditation for today is going to be all about compassion, starting with the self. It is very much understood in many meditation practices or compassion practices that it has to start here. If you are extending compassion to people, to other people, but you don't have it for yourself, then it's not actually compassion. It's really more pity or empathy, because it's coming from a place of other. I feel sorry for them. I don't feel sorry for me. I don't have any gentle feelings towards myself, but I have gentle feelings towards them. Some people would say it's not possible, because true compassion, the word itself means to suffer along with, come and passion, to suffer along with. So if we're going to be able to open up our hearts to compassion for others, we start with ourselves. So the meditation I'm going to take you through is going to work on that. I ask you to really work on the gentle side of yourself. Treat yourself like you would your child, your spouse, your loved one. Treat yourself with gentleness and patience. Remember that we are in this human body with this human mind and the way that it functions, and it is what it is. We didn't program it. Maybe if we would have programmed it, we would have programmed it differently, but this is where we are. This is where we are in our stage of human evolution. And it is a lot more enjoyable in life to simply accept and see and share in that experience. And so I also encourage you to continue to use the community space as a safe place to share, to unravel, to uncover, to expose, and to remember that we are all on this human journey together.